It's that time again.
Yeah, it is.
Movie time.
Film night.
Film night.
Yeah.
Kingsman, Golden Circle.
Cannot
Should
wait.
be good. Something a little bit more straightforward than last week's one.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If not, there's something gone a little bit wrong there.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to the Kingsman.
Kind of got a bit of a save the world situation here.
Welcome to Statesman.
As your American cousins, we'll be working side by side.
Let's get started.
So we're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
As we like to do, 3 words to kind of sum up our initial take on things, spoiler free, so that you can go enjoy the film at your own leisure if you want to, before we plunge into, I'm not going to say deep dive into Mother again, that was weird. But before we go all kind of spoilerific and start ripping things apart. So yeah, 3 words for Kingsman Golden Circle.
Alright. My 3 words are music, British, and brilliant.
My 3 words are little bit off.
It's going to be an interesting discussion.
So yeah, it should be an interesting discussion. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. But yeah, we'll be back with a little deep dive into Kingsman Golden Circle.
We're diving deep into Colin Firth.
No. Time for the deep dive! Yes!
Yeah.
Deep dive!
Deep into Colin Firth.
No, not deep into Colin Firth. He's a very handsome man, but...
Yeah. Also, I'm a girl. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's like totally the wrong way around. Anyway.
I don't know, maybe you're gonna...
No, I regret it. I didn't say anything. What were your 3 words? Start with that.
So mine were a little bit off.
I don't think
You'll
we're gonna...
believe it.
I did. Yeah, we didn't watch Love Island. I don't think we're going to agree on this one.
I don't think we're going to agree on this. Actually, I'll tell you what, do you want to go straight into the thumbs? Should we go straight into... Let's go straight into the thumbs.
Okay,
right.
let's just mix it up a bit.
3, 2, 1...
You're not!
I want to say for clarification purposes,
Oh,
I loved the
man.
first film. I really loved the first film. But this one,
Wow.
nah.
That's so funny. I loved it. I don't even care. I'm not even sorry. I loved
You
it.
don't have to be sorry.
I kinda feel like I do.
There's no right and wrong with this.
I'll start and say a bit about why I liked it. So my 3 words are music, British, and brilliant. Well, part of it is apparently my thus far secret love of John Denver, which I didn't know. You didn't know that.
I really didn't know she loved John Denver.
So I love John Denver, and if you love John Denver, then this is a good film for you. Slightly embarrassed to admit, it made me cry. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me really happy. I just loved it. I just think the humour was wonderful. The Britishness was just, I don't know. I struggle sometimes with my Britishness, especially at the moment. Not to go political in this video, but I just thought that this was actually, it was a good like British American sort of contrast, because you had the 2 sort of Kingsman and Statesman, and I think that it sort of emphasised the funny British humour that really worked, and really sort of, I just found it hilarious. I thought that the actors were all really, really great. I thought Colin Firth was good, as always. How can he not be? And I don't know, I thought it was the right tone, what I wanted. The music was great throughout. I mean, Elton John, a bit random, but,
Bit random.
Also quite entertaining. I just think it was really good. The use of music, the use of humour, the use of action, it was just really sort of non-stop, but in a good way. I thought it was just funny. Yeah, okay, fine, it was a bit silly, it was a bit, well, you saw Kingsman 1, it was not the world's most serious film, but if that's what you want, then I went there looking for that kind of silly, humorous, funny, entertaining film, and I got it.
So did I, but I did not get it. I did not get it in that film.
Why?
Right. Okay, so my 3 words were a little bit off. And everything about this film was a little bit off. From the action, like it opens with the most ridiculous CGI set piece. And it's okay, because Kingsman is about ridiculous CGI set pieces. The very best scene in Kingsman 1 is when Colin Firth goes batshit mental in a church because of Samuel L. Jackson's weird kind of like hyper rage transmission-y thing. And it's hands down the best thing. Lynyrd Skynyrd's Freebird playing over the top. It's brilliant. There is nothing like that in this film. There is no scene that is so powerful and eye-poppingly amazing. No. The action, it never feels right. It never comes together quite in the same glorious way, or at least it didn't for me.
I think there's an important
moment.
thing to note though, is that you know a lot more about filming and camera work. I know nothing about camera work, and I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
I don't think you need to necessarily know about... I mean, I know nothing about actually shooting a film, but I do know that I felt that the fight scenes in Kingsman 2 were nowhere near as impactful as the fight scenes in Kingsman 1. And you can, like, the opening scene, there's a 10-minute opening action sequence that is really, like, it's slickly done. It's kind of in the tone of the first film, but you can tell that in 5 years, it's going to look absolutely shit on whatever ridiculous HD TV we've got, because the CGI is really obvious and bad.
I think I agree. The first 10 minutes of the film were the weakest of the entire lot, and I was disappointed in the first 10 minutes, and I thought, this is going to be it. This is not going to be great. I will happily admit that.
It got better,
but it got much better. I don't know. I think the end bit, the bit that made me cry when someone dies, just super sad. But that was really powerful. The music was powerful. Then afterwards they were like, they were really sad, and then they went and like kicked some ass, and it was great.
So I will say this, like, the final fight scene, or rather the storming of the villain's base. In this case, Julianne Moore. We'll get onto that in a minute.
She was kind of irritating.
Like, I love Julianne Moore, but she's wasted in this film. Like, her villain is like a 50s soccer mom kind of person. Like, she's the head of a drug cartel. She's camped out in a Cambodian jungle nursing a grudge because she's the most successful business person in the world and she can't tell anyone about it. And she's just the character is just bad. The character is just... She's literally sitting in a fake diner in the middle of the jungle waiting for the heroes to come and attack her. That's literally all she does in the movie. And while occasionally, like, poking Elton John with a robot dog. It's...
My one thing with her, like,
the villains are so bad.
But the worst thing about that for me was that when she died, it was such an anticlimax. It was unreal, and I thought she was going to come back to life because I was like, it can't have been that easy to kill her.
And this is it. In Kingsman 1, you have this amazing finale, like Eggsy sneaking into the base, like backed up by Merlin, like it's a 2-man mission against ridiculous odds, and then you have like the symphony of head popping as like the heads all explode, and it's so stupid and amazing and brilliant and perfectly done. And it was inventive at the time. It was funny. It was sublimely ridiculous. And it feels like, I don't know, for me, it felt like this whole movie was just chasing that again, but with no real idea of how to make it fresh again.
Do you know what? I don't really agree. I fully expected that to be what it was. And I honestly didn't feel that. I think most of the time when you go and see a sequel, that is the case, and you think, oh, they're just trying. I can't remember what we saw recently that was just like, this was just so unnecessary, and it was just like sort of trying to recapture that and think, oh well, we did it right the first time, so we'll do it again. But I didn't get that this time. I just genuinely really enjoyed it.
I expected to enjoy it.
That's so funny.
And to be fair, like I wasn't
Maybe I went in
there
with such low expectations that actually like it was better, and you went in with higher expectations and therefore were disappointed. I don't know.
Well, no, I went with high expectations because Kingsman 1 was great. But the thing is, like, and this is no spoiler because they do it in the trailer. They kill off most of the remaining cast in like the first 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit annoying because the great thing about Kingsman 1, and to your point about British humour, it was very much, it was very encapsulated. This feels like, oh guys, we need to get the American audience on side. Let's put Americans in this. But they managed to waste Channing Tatum. They managed to waste Halle Berry. Pedro Pascal.
Channing Tatum spent most of it being frozen.
Unconscious. Pedro Pascal is really, really good. But all I could see was the Viper. The characters are so wooden and they don't go anywhere. The first film was an amazing kind of send up of Bond action films and the ridiculousness of that. And you do get a certain amount of like spoofing spy movies to the extent of the ridiculous. Like there's a really controversial, uncomfortable sex thing where they have to put a tracker on this woman at Glastonbury, and it's a bit ridiculous. And I sat there going, "Is this okay?"
Did that not after the last line of the first film? Were you not? I was just like, "Okay, they're fine. They're just putting that's the equivalent." But this film.
I guess it kind of sends up the idea of seducing other people in double agents and doing whatever is necessary for the spy life or whatever. But for me, the first film was about family and class, and you could see obvious but clear character progressions. In this film, it's fairly non-existent, and everything. It just disappointed me. It really disappointed me. From the action to the characters to the jokes were there, sort of, but even they weren't as good or as fresh or as funny.
Crazy. Another thing I keep saying my one thing. Another thing that I did find kind of stupid as well was that one of the American guys, Whiskey, who betrayed them, essentially turned out he was not helping the Brits, and the Americans not only didn't comment on that, like his colleagues didn't comment on it, didn't apologise for it, didn't mention the fact that he'd been killed, and then also, but he wasn't even fighting against him for the reveal of why he was a double agent. I just felt like it was working up to a more dramatic conclusion, and then in that final scene, this guy just turns up and then is a bit of an idiot, and then no one really mentions it again, and then the villain gets killed really easily. And that was slightly disappointing. Yeah. I will say, okay, so you just said one thing that you found bad about the film. I will say one thing that I found really good about the film. And one thing that, it shares with a parallel with Kingsman 1 to a certain extent. So Kingsman 1, obviously Samuel L. Jackson has, he's this massive billionaire philanthropist who is really big on like the dangers of global warming. And the whole idea is that he wants to cull the population of the world because he thinks we're contributing really badly to, like, the death of the planet. So you have this kind of, like, quite altruistic idea taken to its ridiculous extreme, which is, we've got to kill loads of people because we're overpopulating the planet. And I quite liked so this whole thing, like Julianne Moore's drug cartel character, so she goes and basically, anyone who's using drugs in the world, like, she controls the entire drug trade, and anyone who uses them ends up contracting this virus that's been planted in all of these drugs, and she's the only one with the antidote, and so on. But I really like the fact that, like, the president, the US president in this film, because US presidents are nearly always shown to be, like, quite heroic, stoic leaders and figures and inspirational characters. And in this film, he's just like, this is great! Like, her plan, let's side with the villain, because we can finally win the war on drugs! Woohoo! And it's kind of like, this like, perhaps slightly positive maybe thing is just taken to a ridiculous extreme. And I like that it kind of flips that. I enjoyed that quite a lot. And I quite like the fact that he was a bit of a douche. And then got impeached.
Yeah. Presidential douches should be impeached.
Yeah, I think that's what we learned.
Put that out there. So yeah, and the thing, like, I do think that there are some aspects of it, like, I can see the framework that worked for Kingsman 1 behind Kingsman 2. But I think that just all the detail was a bit shit this time round.
I respectfully disagree.
So yeah, respectful disagreement. This is how discussions should happen. Respectful disagreement.
Yes. Exactly.
But what did you folks think? If you've seen the film, let us know. Are you going to see the film? Have you seen it already? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? Hit us up in the comments.
Do you also secretly love John Denver?
Do you also secretly love John Denver?
Did you also cry when...
Did you cry?
Cry when Merlin died?
Yeah, Cyborg, Mark Strong is just the best.
Yes.
He just needs to be in more stuff. Like, I just love him in everything he's in. Yeah, so yeah, cool. That's Kingsman Golden Circle. What's up next? I think we might be seeing Flatliners next.
Which looks very strange.
Coming back from the dead. So that'll be fun. Go check out our other spoiler alert videos. We'll be back every Sunday with a new vid. Hope you enjoyed it. Stick a like on it if you did. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.